The other day, I had the privilege to realize that I am my son's hero. And that's a big statement. And it's not in any way because of anything amazing that I have done or am. We were just the other night sitting in the living room, all five of us, our three children, my wife and I, talking up a storm. It must have been an hour of just thinking and dreaming and laughter and planning and summer activities. And then out of nowhere, my beautiful boy, he's just a gift from God, reminded me that I am his hero. He said, my papi, he could survive in the wilderness for 100 days. Regardless of whether I can or not. In that moment, I felt like I felt about my dad. So many times we forget that we are our children's heroes. We focus on all the things we are not. We focus on all of the mistakes and regrets and times where we don't love them perfectly or the way they deserve. And we live with a cloud over our heads. And we cry at night because we can't give them what they deserve, because our circumstances aren't what they need. But it's a gift when we get to hear those moments. It's a gift of grace because it's truly undeserved. Sure, perhaps I could live or survive for a day out in the wilderness, but that's not the point, is it? The point is that in the addition of the mundane, in the sum total of normal events, being in the car, going to the park, serving together, being present, watching TV together, disciplining, saying no to things, hugging, singing together, asking for forgiveness. In the sum total of all those moments, it's when a young boy can see what they can imagine life could be. It's a wonderful gift to hear that you are someone's hero, to feel that you are making an impact in the life of another human being, especially one you love as much as we love our children. And what do we do with those mistakes, with those regrets? You give them to grace. You give them to God. And you forgive yourself over and over and over again. And every time that doubt returns and that those quiet or desperate evenings come at night, you forgive and you forgive yourself again and again. Because when you forgive yourself, you can truly love. We can't love deeply and spontaneously carrying a heavy load of guilt and shame It doesn't work. You can't do both at the same time. You can't hate and love at the same time. You can't wish you were different and love deeply at the same time. One has to die. One has to be completely eradicated from your mind and your heart and your soul daily. Eliminate doubt and shame and guilt and regret by focusing on love. Love is what's natural for you and for me. Love is the natural state of what God has put in your life. You are meant to love deeply from the heart. That's the dream. That's the vision and the hope. Oh, people say, be a realist. You've been hurt too many times. You failed way too often. But that's not being real. Being real is to dream. Being real is to believe that you can close your eyes and see love and see their smiling faces around you and see that person that you love, your son, your daughter, say out loud, you can do anything. You might say, I've never heard that before from anyone that I love. Tell it to yourself. Hear it from God. Write it down and read it to yourself every day, every moment of the day, every time the negativity and the despair and the depression comes. Read it out loud, loudly, and scream it and yell it and sing it until you crack a little smile on your face. Because that is true victory. And that's true freedom. And that's true courage. Heroes are made out of love and courage. Heroes make mistakes, but heroes live. They don't stop living. They don't stop trying. Heroes, they close their eyes and they see the beautiful faces they love. And they get rid of all the trash and the junk and the selfishness and our sinfulness and all the fleshly desires for more things, for being cool and being famous and being good and being right and winning, all of those things. They block true love. Eliminate all of those things from your heart and instead pursue joy, gozo, peace, and most of all, grace, grace, and more grace. What is grace? It's looking back and realizing that if not for God, you would not have made it this far. Learn to close your eyes and see a hero that is you. You are that hero because you love, because no one can take that away. Believe once again. Dream once again. Be the idealist, nerd, and weirdo that believes in love. When I went to bed last night, a tear rolled down my cheek, and then more and more and more tears. As I realized that just as I remember my dad with the most idealist and most out of this world memories, I have now come of age to be that to my son. And it only motivates me even more, not to be perfect, but to love and to be myself and to be filled with the love of God for him and for his friends and for my wife and for our families. Be filled today. Be a person of love, because this is truly living a life of gozo. Thanks so much for watching.